Welcome to AminAcademy.com. In world history, let us discuss about Satavahana dynasty. According to the Puranas, various dynasties like the Sungas, Kanvas, and Andhras emerged to fill up the vacuum caused by the fall of the Mauryas. The kingdom of Kalinga declared its independence, and the Tamil kingdoms of the south were no longer considered as subservient to the north, but participated in the prosperous maritime commerce of the Indian Ocean and in the movement of the colonization in Southeast Asia. The Northwest India had to pass through several waves of foreign invasions: Greek, Partho-Scythians, and Uchis or Kushanas, who founded kingdom in India and left ineffaceable memories on India's social and political life. The Let us see first the chronology of the Satavahana dynasty is as follows. Early Satavahana inscription. The earliest Satavahana inscriptions were developed 1 to 2 CE. Viharas at Nasik were built at paddy transplantation was practiced in the Deccan. The Satavahana dynasty was an ancient Indian dynasty that ruled in the Deccan region. The dynasty's origin are unknown, but most modern scholars believe that their rule began in the late 2nd century BCE and lasted until the early 3rd century CE. The Satavahana kingdom covered present-day Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra, and their influence later expanded to include part of modern Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Karnataka. The Satavahana ruled for about 450 years. They were also referred to as Andhras in the Puranas. After the death of Asoka, it was difficult for his successors to maintain the vast empire. Soon the provinces started to declare independence. As a result, the Mauryans lost hold over the northwest and it faced a serious foreign invasions. Kalinga declared independence and the Satavahanas established their rule in the far south. Satavahana dynasty is one of the most important topics for the most exams. It covers a significant part of the medieval history subject in the mains general studies. Satavahana dynasty political history. Simuka was the founder of the Satavahana dynasty. Simuka was followed by Krishna, under whom the kingdom was extended till Nasik. The early Satavahana rulers were based in North Maharashtra and their successors gradually extended their power over Andhra and Karnataka. The Mauryas was succeeded immediately by the Shungas in the north. The last ruler of the Shunga dynasty, Devabhuti, was murdered by his minister Vasudeva Kanva. Thus, Shungas were followed by Kanvas in the north. However, in Deccan and central India, the Mauryas were succeeded by the native Satavahanas. Andhras mentioned in the Puranas are considered to be identical to the Satavahanas. According to the Puranas, the Andhras are believed to have ruled over for 300 years, which is assigned to the Satavahana dynasty. Gautamiputra Satavahana Satakarni AD 1062-130 is considered the greatest king of the Satavahana dynasty. He defeated the Shakas and claimed that the Hastriya ruler Nahapana was destroyed by him. Most Mauryan age was known for invasion from outside. The successor of Vasishtiputra Pulumavi were Vasishtiputras Satakarni and Sivaskanda Satakarni. Next, Shungas. The collapse of Mauryan rule in 187 BCE paved the way for the emergence of several powers in the Indian subcontinent. The period for the decline of Mauryas to the rise to the Gupta's 2nd century BCE to 3rd century BCE is known in Indian history as the post-Mauryan period. The Shunga Empire or the Shungas or Shunga Empire is a Magadha dynasty that controlled north central and eastern India as well as part of the northwest, now in Pakistan, from around 185 to 73 BCE. It was established after fall of the Indian Mauryan Empire. The capital of the Shungas was Pataliputra. History of Shungas. The Shunga dynasty was established in 185 BCE, about 50 years after Asoka's death, when the king Brihadrata, the last of the Mauryan rulers, was assassinated by the commander-in-chief of the Mauryan armed forces, Pushyamitra Shunga. Pushyamitra Shunga became the ruler of the Magadha and neighboring territories. He died after ruling for 36 years. He was succeeded by a son, Agni Mitra. The Shungas were succeeded by the Kanva dynasty around 73 BCE, extend to empire. The kingdom of Pushyamitra was extended up to Narmada in the south and controlled Jalandhar and Sialkot in the Punjab in the northwestern region and the city of Ujjain in central India. Shunga ruled in India according to the Puranas lasted for 112 years. Magadha was the nucleus of the kingdom. The last of the Shunga kings was Devabhuti. He was assassinated by his minister Vasudeva Kanva. The Shunga dynasty was then replaced by the subsequent Kanvas. The conflict and sacrifices. According to Patanjali Mahabhashya, there were Greek incursion during the rules of Shungas. Also, the Hindu text of the Yuga Purana describes Indian historical events in the form of prophecy and relates the attack of the Indo-Greeks on the capital Pataliputra, a magnificent fortified city. According to the play, Pushyamitra sent his grandson Vasumitra, who escorted the sacrificed horse during its travels through different areas prior to the performance of the Ashwamedha Yajna. Vasumitra defeated the Yavanas on the banks of the Sindhu river. His sacrifice was performed after Vasumitra returned victorious along with the horse. Religious policy. After Asoka's tryst with Dhamma and Buddhism, the Shungas are known for having reverted to Brahminical orthodoxy. Buddhist sources claim that Pushyamitra Shunga persecuted the Buddhists. The Divadana gives stories of Pushyamitra's cruelty and his animosity towards Buddhism. Later Shunga kings were seen as amenable to Buddhism and as having contributed to the building of the stupa at Barhut. Cultural contribution. While there is much Debate on the religious policies of the Sunga dynasty. It is recognized for a number of contributions. Art, education, philosophy, and other learning flowed during this period. Most notably, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and Mahabhashya were composed in this period. It is also noted for its subsequent mention in the Malavikargnimitra, work composed by Kalidasa in the later Gupta period and romanticized the love of Malavika and King Agnimitra with a background of court intrigue. During the historical Sunga period, that is 185 to 73 BCE, Buddhist activity also managed to survive somewhat in central India, that is Madhya Pradesh, as suggested by some agricultural expansions undertaken at the stupas of Sanchi and Barhut, originally started under King Asoka. However, it remains uncertain whether these works were due to the weakness of the control of the Sungas in these areas or a sign of tolerance in their part. Next, canvas. The script used by the Sungas was a invariant Brahmi and was used to write the Sanskrit language. The script is through to be intermediary between the Maurya and the Kalinga Brahmi script. Legacy. The Sunga Empire played an important role in patronizing Indian culture at a time when some of the most important development in Hindu through their king. Next one, the richness of India's spiritual tradition from which the whole world has gained insight owes much to this period. The Sunga rulers helped to establish the tradition of royal sponsorship of learning and art that would be continued by later dynasties, ensuring that Indian culture remained vital and creative. Next, Kanva dynasty. Here, the successors of Shunga in the North Indian kingdom of Magadha, who ruled about 72 to 28 BCE, like their predecessors, they were Brahmins in origin. That they originally served the Shunga line is attested by the appellation Shunga Vrityas, that is, servants of the Shungas, given to them in the Puranas. The Brahman minister Vasudeva, the founder of the line, is started to have served Shunga Devabhumi. Bana, the 7th century Sanskrit author, gives details of an assassination plot that cost Devabhumi his life and brought Vasudeva to power in about 72 BC. The brief spell of Kanva rule is otherwise known entirely on the strength of Puranic evidence, according to which Vasudeva's successors in the following genealogical order were Bhumiputra, Narayana, and Susramnan. Kanva rule, which according to the Puranas came to close as a result of the rise of power of Andhra Simukha, an earlier ruler of the Satavahana dynasty, seems to have lasted until about 28 BC. Next, Satavahana dynasty polity and administration were characterized by a decentralized structure, a military presence, and a number of other features. That is, we talk about now Satavahana's dynasty's polity and administration. Decentralized. Satavahana administration was decentralized, with local administration left to feudatories under a general control of royal officials. The Satavahana administration included military elements such as the use of military camps and settlements called katakas and skandavaras as administrative centers. Satavahana administration also appointed a provincial governor called the Senapati to keep tribal people under military control. Feudalism. The Satavahana administrations included a feudal system with three grades of feudatories: Raja, Mahabhoja, and Senapati. The Raja had the right to strike coins. The Satavahana granted tax-free villages to Brahmanas and Buddhist monks. These villages were free from intrusion by royal officers, soldiers, and policemen. Satavahanas collected revenue in both cash and kind. The official language of the Satavahanas was Prakrit and the script was Brahmi. The monarchy, Satavahana monarchy was hereditary and succession was patriarchal king. The king was at the top of the administrative hierarchy and was considered the great guardian of the social order. King's power was absolute, but it was subject to public opinion and religious dictates. So far we discussed about Satavahana dynasty and their successors. If you have done, please subscribe our YouTube channel.